Good morning. Let's go ahead and get another workout in today. But today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on much lower intensities, but we're going to do constant movement, and we're going to do it in multi-planes. Okay, so we're going to go forward, sideways, and rotational. And we're going to drive these patterns using our arms and using our legs and just using the rest of our mass. Okay, as our mass moves, that's driving my feet into the ground and giving me different reactions. So the stuff that you're going to see is stuff that I learned a long time ago, and I still continue to learn on this, and especially the influence of Gary Gray and the Gray Institute on three-dimensional type training. I just think this stuff is so valuable. I've used it for years with myself personally, but also with my athletes. But what I want to do for you today is show you how you can get a workout in. Maybe you only have 10 minutes and you want to get your heart rate up a little bit, but maybe you're a little bit sore from the previous workout and you just kind of want to work some kinks out here, but get some good motion. This is very healthy. It's healthy for the joints and for the tissue. You're going to get some good blood supply through the body, but you're going to put the joints through ranges of motion that are really good for the joint, and you're going to be working on stability and some mobility at the same time. So here we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do a forward lunge, and it's going to be fairly small, and what we're going to work on is we're going to work on hip flexion, and we're going to do that by driving the arms as well. So it's going to look like this. I'm just going to take a little lunge, and I'm flexing. Now notice I'm getting, especially on the front leg, I'm getting good flexion of the hip, and I'm also getting some through the shoulder as well. Okay, I'm getting some extension through that shoulder, right? So coming down and back up, and then let's switch legs. Okay, that's a really good action for my hip. Now I'm going to do the same exercise, but I'm going to do it backwards. Switch. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it opening up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going in the frontal plane. Sideways, okay? Same thing. Now, if you have back issues, this might not be the greatest thing for you. You might have to do it a little bit higher and not drive those arms, okay? So now we're going to open it up to the transverse plane. We're going to rotate. So we're going to rotate, same thing, driving through that hip. Good. One more. This side, I feel like a little tight. All right, now let's get some extension through the hip. So basically, I'm just going to step, and I'm not trying to arch my back. I'm trying to get it through my hip. And if I drive my arms up, that's going to drive a little bit more action through the entire chain. Okay? So now I can do the same thing sideways, and I can reach up, or I can reach back across the other way. Straight up, or back across the other way. I'm going to go rotational. Same thing. Other good stretch through there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to now go back to lunging forward, but I need to get into my hip a little bit more. So I'm actually going to rotate towards that front leg and really load this back part of my hip. So I'm just going to lunge and reach across, almost like a helicopter. Reach, that really gets it. Now I'm going to go sideways, same thing. Reach. Other side. Okay, little by little, heart rate's coming up. Okay, starting to breathe a little heavier, but I'm starting to feel loose, getting some good range of motion. Okay, so now we're going to do similar, but we're going to go backwards with the lunge, and I'm going to rotate. Okay, so I'm going to rotate towards you on this one. So I'm going to go back, and I'm rotating open this way. Really get through the hip. Up. Up. All right, so now I'm going to go sideways and then get through the hip. All right? And I'm rotating on angles. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to rotate open. Really get through the groin. One more. Good. Okay, so now I'm just going to step forward. Okay, so I'm in a staggered stance like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my toes in. So I'm really getting some stretch through my hips, and now I want to drive those patterns, but I'm going to do it using my arms. I'm just going to reach across. So I'm going to go, we'll do like 6 times, 3 in each, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing when I'm going to go across my body now. And that's really getting into my hip. I can feel it through my back. And now I'm going to open all the way up behind me. Okay? Really gets open. Now open up the chest, arms, and then switch. Feet straight ahead, turn the toes in, keep the heels on the ground, reach out in front. I like to go across a little bit, and then over the top, really opens it up, and then open to the back side. And good. Okay, so now I really want to open up my hips a little bit more. I feel it's still a little bit tight through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the midline of my body, going across the leg that I stand on, and I'm going to add arm rotation. So I'm internally rotating at this hip. And we're bringing my pelvis around and really working and rotating. Now I'm going to go the other way. This is stuff that I personally need. It helps me get open into those hips. Good. One more. Okay, so now if I want to open the other way, what I'm going to do is, we kind of already did this lunge, but I'm going to really drive my arms big and open up, so I'm kind of like getting through the groin, opening the pelvis up this way. Big arm swing. That really opens me up big. One more. And then the other side. Good. Yeah, good. Okay. So last thing I want to do is, now we're going to go through different lunges, but we're going to do them without, actually it's not really a lunge, it's a reach. We're going to do it without touching down. So now I'm loose, I'm feeling better. Now I'm going to see if I can stabilize these positions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my leg out, but I'm not going to touch the ground, and I'm going to use my arms as drivers as well. So we're going to go. Get 3, go the other side. 3, now I'm going to do it to the side. Okay, so I'm really trying to stabilize and balance. All right, this is more work on my left leg right now. Now I'm going to open it up and not touch. This is really challenging right here. The reach kind of helps me. If I have to touch down, I'll touch down. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to reach and extend through that hip. And switch. Now we'll go this way. Reach open. That's a challenging one. Really gets me open in this region through my core and my hip. Good. Now I'm going to open and reach opposite. So now I'm trying to go transverse plane. Reach back. One more. Good. All right, there you go. So I don't know how long we went, but it got my heart rate up. I got some good range of motion. I feel loose. My ankles feel really good, stable now. And I feel like I've opened up a lot. So sometimes these are the workouts you need. So you could use it as a warm-up, but you could use it as a recovery day if you had a couple tough days of more strength and maybe some agility that made you a little bit tight. So